I would allege that Egypt has never been deserving the description of two nations as it is today.
That's Egyptian author Gilal Amin. He lives in Cairo, where the contrasting consequences of President Mubarak's economic policies are playing out side by side. Illegal shanty towns are expanding in the shadow of gated luxury communities. Egypt's middle class is being gutted, leaving more and more people struggling to afford even basic necessities. But if you have money, life in Egypt is about as good as it gets, says Ahmed Izzat, a former investment banker. He's troubled by the growing class divide and has launched an aggressive training program for entrepreneurs to help create more jobs.
My sons played the biggest penalty. They are now totally disconnected with Egypt. They go to American private schools and they don't have a good command of the Arabic language. Their taste of clothes has no relevance at all to being Egyptians, except for their physical presence, which as well is not really very reflective because they live in bubbles between clubs, poshy clubs, cars with drivers, schools, and golf courses.
On the other side of the class divide are Egyptians like Aida Abdel Fattah. Her husband is a retired government printer. They raised their 6 children in a tiny shack with a roof made of corrugated tin and cardboard. Their home here in a sprawling slum called Duwea was damaged 2 years ago by a rock slide that killed scores of her neighbors. They and others who survived were promised new flats by the government. Most are still waiting. Author Gilal Amin says a chronic shortage of jobs, inflation, and the lack of any government safety net are to blame for the growing number of Egyptian poor.
And the government does not think of them at all until those stones drop. And some of them die. Then when the newspapers start publishing it, we should do something about it, we should give them housing. But as you see, it's all for the media. The real stuff is that they will give them tents